For nearly 30 years, Mr. Depp built a reputation as one of the most talented actors in Hollywood, a respected artist whose name was associated with success. Today, his name is associated with a lie, a false statement uttered by his former wife, the defendant Amber Heard. Under the law, a person who makes a false statement about someone else can be held responsible by choosing to lie about her husband for her own personal benefit. Amber Heard forever changed Mr. Depp's life and reputation.
The ongoing court trial between Hollywood star Johnny Depp and Amber Heard has been one hell of a roller coaster ride, and sadly it's not over. However, it just might be, as it appears that Amber Heard might have already lost the case, both in the court of public opinion and maybe in the actual court. The judge might not have given a verdict, but some folks are smart enough to know how this one will end, and we bet you're itching to know it too. Want to know how Amber Heard has already lost the case? Let's dive right into these details. Amber Heard appeared to be having quite a hard time in a recent testimony of hers. In a part of her testimony, she explained that Johnny Depp was sick and had eventually passed out on the plane due to drugs. They had gone back to Los Angeles for Depp's daughter, Lily Rose Depp's, birthday, and when he couldn't make it, she had to sit up and try and make it special for Lily Rose. She testified that she took Lily Rose out to dinner at Benihana because Depp was having an episode. Must be sad for Lily Rose to know that her dad missed her birthday because of an alleged drug problem. Moving on, Heard's lawyer tried to share evidence with the court during her testimony, but ended up being objected to by Depp's lawyers. Not once, not twice, but thrice, before the judge asked the lawyers to approach. The discussion between Judge Penny Azcarate and the lawyers of the opposing teams took some time, but the objections failed to stop. The evidence, which spoke about Depp's longtime employee Stephen Deuters, might have made a huge difference in the trial, if only it was allowed to be presented. Heard's team even tried continuously to rephrase the question they directed to Heard concerning it, but Depp's lawyers were quick to object to it on the grounds of hearsay. Heard found it difficult to testify without speaking about Deuters, so Heard and her team might have just lost a big part of their story. Ouch! Do they still have a chance at winning this case? We doubt it. Johnny Depp's lawyers were seen fist-pumping when Amber Heard suddenly brought up Kate Moss during her testimony recently, mostly because the name drop has the potential to help their case. A source close to Depp explained that the gesture by attorney Benjamin Chew in the Fairfax County Courthouse was a celebratory acknowledgement. Amber mentioned an ex of Johnny's that clearly she felt was not supportive of him, which couldn't be further from the truth, the source said, in a reference to Moss's potential to help Depp's case. Legal experts explained that Heard mentioning Moss on the stand could give Depp's team the chance to dispel the rumor that he pushed the British supermodel down a flight of stairs when the pair dated back in the 90s. The possible mistake from Heard came as the actress told the jury about a fight they had in March 2015, in which she punched Depp in the face, out of fear that he was going to push her sister Whitney down a staircase. The Rum Diary actress said that she immediately thought about Kate Moss in the stairs, prompting Benjamin Chew to turn and fist pump. Normally, alleged misconduct that's not related to a specific accusation in a case, such as this rumored incident, is not allowed to be brought up by lawyers during the trial. However, Heard's mention of Kate Moss could open the door for Depp's lawyers to call the model as a witness to address the allegations. California entertainment lawyer Mitra Ahurayan said that Moss is still friends with Depp, and her testimony was not allowed to come in before because it was not as relevant. Ahurayan explained that Heard made a big mistake, bringing up Kate Moss, which potentially opened the door to Depp's lawyers bringing Moss on as an impeachment witness, and Moss testifying that it never happened. That's bad news for Heard. A criminal defense attorney and former California judge, Halim Donidina, agreed that Depp's team could try to use the Moss mention to their merit. Donidina said Depp's team could say, "You brought up Kate Moss, and she wasn't going to be part of this trial, but now she is." Johnny Depp's team is going to argue that they should be permitted to call her to debunk any rumor about Johnny Depp pushing Moss downstairs, he said. Heard's team could then counter that the Moss statement was meant to explain Heard's state of mind when she hit Depp. Her lawyers could argue that there's no need to bring extra evidence about Moss to have a side trial on this other incident. At the very least, Depp's team will likely cross-examine Heard about the Moss comment. Donidina explained that the judge on Depp and Heard's case has a lot of discretion on whether to go further and let Moss testify. Amber Heard previously made an allegation that the Nightmare on Elm Street actor has pushed Moss down a flight of stairs during Depp's other libel case in the United Kingdom in 2020. Describing the same fight involving her sister, Heard said, "I remembered information I had heard that he pushed a former girlfriend, I believe it was Kate Moss, down the stairs. I had heard this rumor from 2 people, and it was fresh in my mind. If Judge Penny Azcarate does allow this allegation to come into play, that could also open the door for Depp to bring up past accusations of misconduct against Heard." To me, the more interesting question is whether the mention of the Moss allegation, or the rumor of that incident, entitles Johnny Depp's team to bring in evidence of Amber Heard's prior domestic violence conduct, Donnie Dina said. Back in 2009, Amber Heard was charged with domestic violence against her then-girlfriend Tasia Van Ree. However, Tasia later came out to say that the incident was a misunderstanding and that the charges against Heard were quickly dropped. Daniel Gutenplan, who has represented clients on both sides of high-profile defamation cases, contends Depp still has an uphill battle to win his case and secure the $50 million judgment he seeks. The trial was given a one-week break, and Gutenplan, who's not involved in the Depp and Heard case in Fairfax, Virginia, maintained the week-long adjournment couldn't have come at a better time for Depp and his legal team. This gives Depp's team enough time to prepare a cross-examination of Amber Heard. They're going to poke every little hole in her testimony that they can, and they're going to try to create so many inconsistencies that they're going to tell the jury, if she can lie to you and misrepresent or change her story in these small ways, the entire testimony is polluted. You can't possibly believe any of it, Gutenplan added. Gutenplan is right. This is going to be good for Depp. Before the trial break, the temperature did not matter to the ever-increasing crowd of die-hard Depp fans, who began gathering in the early morning hours, just so they would be able to get a glimpse of Johnny Depp's face. The crowd's excitement, as well as the delighted screams when he appears, "We love you, Johnny, you're beautiful," stands in contrast to the disturbing allegations made against Depp by his ex-wife over the past few years, which he's denied. The trial recently shifted into Heard's version of events, which may require Depp's fans to gather even more discipline to keep their feelings about the actress at bay. Simply put, the fans don't believe her, and honestly, we don't even think she believes herself. Heard has faced online hate for years, but it recently reached a new peak during Depp's appearance on the witness stand in April 2022 for more than 7 hours of testimony. Fans create supercuts from trial videos that are edited to make Heard's accusations seem false, and the hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp has nearly 7 billion views on TikTok and frequently trends on Twitter. Memes of the trial have gone viral online, complete with demeaning jokes about Heard. In comparison, the hashtag Justice for Amber Heard has approximately 25 million views and includes a mix of clips defending the actress and absurd jokes aimed at both Depp and Heard. The fans who show up to the courtroom to support Depp don't think he did anything wrong. Several people interviewed at the courthouse refuse to believe that Heard's allegations are true, and they dismiss the details of Depp's alcohol and drug use, which Heard's team have centered on. While they may be surprised to see his vulgar text messages calling Heard names or hear audio clips of him enraged, most folks identify more with Depp than Heard. According to recent reports, Pamela Jablonski of Chantilly, who got close enough to Depp's car to leave him a note of support, said she was shocked to hear some of the details, such as how his finger was severed by Heard during an incident in Australia in March 2015. Depp claimed Heard threw a vodka bottle at him and said that he then dipped it in paint and started writing on lampshades. "But I understand that dynamic," Jablonski said, adding that she's been in a crazy relationship as well. "He has no prior history, so I believe he is not guilty." What do you think of Amber Heard being unable to bring forth evidence? Do you think she can still win this case? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. And if by now you haven't, ensure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new updates from us.